My name is Michael Mastro. I'm with Transformational Vedic Astrology, and today we're going to look at the Vedic astrology chart of Nicola Tesla, born July 10th, 1856, um, at 0 hours in Croatia. If you look to the eastern horizon when you were born, you would see it would be Aries rising at 10 degrees or almost 11 degrees. And this, any other planets close to the 11 degrees, like Saturn, like Jupiter, they have a lot of impact. Mercury as well. And so this becomes the most effective point of every house. And so it has a lot focused in his chart. So we see there's a lot of planets in the house of entrepreneurial success, big focus there. A lot of planets in the house of um, competition, enemies, health, lack of peace of mind. But what we in transformational Vedic astrology, we put a lot of emphasis on the multikona signs. So some planets rule two signs, and they have affinity, more of affinity towards one sign or another, and that becomes the multikona sign. The multikona signs are 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11. So they are what we came here to focus on or work on in this life. And so wherever you see those numbers in the houses, these refer to the signs, not the number of the house. But for an Aries, it'll actually refer to both. And that's what we're working on. He's working on life purpose and longevity. He's working on happiness, family, transportation. He's working on creativity, education. He's working on health and fire, theft, and cheating, as well as debts, partnerships, good fortune, religion. He's working on income and friendships and connections. So those are the main areas of life that he's working on. Each house represents an area of life. And then we want to look at the planets and how they're functioning. So we know that any planet, any of the multikona signs that fall in the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th house, the Dustana houses, they can be challenging. So sixth sign is Virgo, ruled by Mercury. So Mercury, along with Rahu and Ketu for every sign, can be challenging in his chart, depending on the transits and everything else. So now let's just go through the planets. Sun is at 25 degrees. And it is ruling the house of creativity, investments, education, and it is children also. So it's weak. It's a little bit more than 25 degrees. Any planet that's more than 25 is said to be in old age, and old age people cannot protect or promote their own significations, just as any planets that are in infant state, less than 5 degrees, also have that trouble. None in this chart that I can see right off the top, but so it's a little bit weak, and so it's so no children, and then but gave him a lot of creativity. His father was a pastor and very much supportive of his career, so he got a good support there. But he did not complete his education, so he dropped out a little bit early. So a little bit of delays in that. Moon and also heart represents moon and sun, so a little bit of weakness in the heart. Moon is at 22 degrees. It's also has gives him some. It's in that Dustana house, so that makes it weak. And so it made him very sensitive, very emotional, but also good support from mom. And he credits her to giving good intuition He had over 700 patents. DC motor, probably the most famous, and that connected him with conveyances, which is transportation. All the cars are made of DC motors. So Mars is at 27 degrees, old age. It's afflicted by K2. And Mars, we know, has to do with inflammation. It is to do with our health. And it's in this house of health issues. So, a lot of inflammation issues affecting his immune system. So he had several bouts with cholera. Let's see. His life purpose, probably engineering. Mars represents engineering and mathematical abilities. He actually could create things in his mind and actually test things in his mind without actually build them, which was kind of amazing ability. A lot of competition with other people, inventors like Edison and Marconi and Westinghouse. He had courage to get these patents and discipline to go through and create things. Mercury's at 6 degrees. We know it's functional malefic, close to the most effective point. So it's afflicting the house of success. So a lot of delays to his success. And debts along the way. He was broke several times in his life. And then also can afflict good fortune because it's 7 houses away. So he had a lot of health issues, anxiety, germophobic, overly critical. But he also mastered 4 languages, so communication skills were pretty good in that way. Jupiter rules this house, good fortune, through foreign lands. He moved to the U.S. and credited, his ability to create more in the U.S. than he did in Europe. See. So also Jupiter has to do with law, legal, patents, insights. It's in the house, the 12th house, so spiritual insights. In fact, he actually saw flashes of light that impaired his vision, but probably were very highly spiritual experiences. His father was a pastor, and then he met Vivekananda through Sarah Bernhardt at some point in his life, and they connected how matter and energy are equal. Or matter transforms into energy. Energy transforms into matter. Venus is at 22 degrees, conjunct the Sun, and it rules the house of partnerships. So through all the partnerships that he had, he was able to get the funding for the research and the patents. But he did not get married. He was a loner, felt very separate. Saturn's at 13 degrees, close to the most effective point, ruling the house of income, placed in the house of entrepreneurial success. So income through entrepreneurial success, hard work, discipline, focus, and then also he gave a lot of his money. When he got a big sum of money, he gave it all away to most of it away to charity. So Rahu and Ketu. Ketu is in the house of insights into health. Rahu, desire for spiritual growth. And so I think that's the main thing. Ketu is afflicting Mars, so the body. But gave a lot of insights as well. So let's look at the timing of events, because not everything happens at once. He was born into a Venus period. Venus is, the partnerships that helped him do the research to create and get the patents. So probably that's a big thing. His brother died in 1861 during a Mars brother K2 unexpected events period. In 1881, he had a breakdown, nervous breakdown. So Mars again in this house of health issues, Rahu, unexpected events, depression. So 1884, he moved to the U.S., relocated during a Jupiter period, travels, long distance travel. 1886 was said to be one of his worst times during a Mercury period, so very challenging in terms of debts. He had to do manual labor. 1890 was said to be one of his most successful periods, a lot of income through his patents. Yeah, and that was, I think, during a Saturn period. And then 1917, he got some kind of a prize during a Jupiter period. Again, Jupiter, good fortune. Died during a Mercury period, so health issues. Mercury was afflicting Moon. So Mercury is challenges in health, afflicting the heart, Moon. And then Mars was in a house of death-like experiences. So Mars is longevity, the body, letting go. Thank you for listening. Again, my name is Michael Mastro with Transformational Vedic Astrology. If you want to learn more about Transformational Vedic Astrology, as you can see, it's quite easy to learn and very accurate. You can go to American Institute of Vastu.com, and we have certification classes there. And then if you want to get a chart reading, you can go to vastucreations.com. Thank you again for listening.